Hello and welcome to the cottage. I'm Joey, the Veiled Cottage Witch, and today we are taking a look at the Druid Plant Oracle by Philip and Stephanie Carr-Gomm and illustrated by Will Worthington. Now, I have the Druid Craft Tarot, this one, and the Druid Animal Oracle. So I'm a big fan of this artwork. It is beautiful. My only critique is that it is huge. It's so big. I did have to modify all three of my decks. Just so that I could shuffle, because I have little tiny hands. This deck in particular is very special to me because it is dedicated to the main goddess that I work with, and that is Bridget. When you see the deck, you will understand why. I just really love anything Druid or Celtic. I am from the British Isles and Ireland area in my ancestors. So I'm really pulled toward this culture. And I work a lot with ancestors of place from this culture. So there you go. So let's take a look. Well, first of all, let me read what we have here. It says, bring ancient Druid plant and herb lore into your life. The Druids revered certain plants, including trees, herbs, and fungi, and attached special meanings to them. This stunning deck of 36 cards presents many of the most significant plants and describes their associated folklore and mythology. Will Worthington's rich images depict each plant in its natural habitat in exquisite detail, while Philip and Stephanie Carr-Gomm's enlightening text reveals the virtues and qualities of each species and shows how the cards can be used as an oracle from which you can gain wisdom, guidance, and inspiration. And if you see, they have these sheets that you can do your spreads if you want to like map out your spreads. It's really cool. All right, now we can get into it. Oh, I just love it. So the guidebook is awesome because it will explain the upright and reversed meanings, and then it has a story about each, or a little anecdote about each plant. And to me, I learn more about its meaning that way than I do just given the meanings. You know what I mean? So that's what I really like about this guidebook. And then it has lots of spreads. It has the Aramid's cloak spread, the Awen spread, the pentagram spread, and the Bridget's cross spread. Remember, I was telling you about Bridget, and that's her cross. So yeah, it's just this is a wonderful, informative deck if you really want to learn the plants, the Druidic plants. And this is the map of the spreads. Okay, and here are the cards. Now, putting these aside, this is how big the cards were. Yeah, that's my hand. Look how big they are. It's ridiculous. And then here is my size that I cut them down to. So what's so cool is they give you these extra cards to do your own plants that you want to include. And that's cool. I mean, I'm not creative that way, but if you were, you could make your own plants to add. So that's way cool. So I'm going to put this to the side so we can get to these plants. So I didn't do a perfect job, but I did a job. All right. So here we have the Celtic bean. Beautiful. And I just love these illustrations. They're so gorgeous. The madder, and then we have a clutie hanging from this tree. The transference spell from a sick child or a sick person. They transfer the illness to the tree because the tree is much stronger. It can take it. I love that. That's beautiful. Wheat. There we have a Bridget's cross there made of the wheat stalks. We actually did this on an emulk this year, me and my coven. It was wonderful. Mandrake. I love mandrake root because it looks like a person. It's so cool. PlantMagick is really, really cool. Look at these mushrooms. I love this deck, you guys. I just cut off the little white frames is all I did here. Mistletoe, and there's that golden sickle. They say if you cut mistletoe from an oak with a golden sickle, it will cure any illness. Just reporting the news. But yeah, that's what they say. Ivy. Oh, I love it. We have some ivy finally growing. We got some, and now it's growing under the tree. It's so wonderful. Lady's mantle. My wife has really, really bad PMS, so she's perimenopausal. And so we got some, and it's really, really helping. Lady's mantle helps a bunch, y'all. Heather. Oh, I love that it's growing it grows on cliffs. I love that. Heath and heather. Fern. Fern is a wonderful plant for animals to hide from bigger animals. The weird things that I know, you guys. That's weird things I know. Comfrey. We covered this in my magical plant series. Love comfrey. It's the comfy plant. Borage. I love borage. I wish I could grow it around here. Fir club moss. I've never quite seen any around here. I think it needs to be grown in moist climates because not in the desert. Nettle. I'm growing nettle. Ooh, snake. I'm growing stinging nettle, and it's so good for you. I take it for a lot of things. Mint. It's blooming. Our mint is blooming. Looks just like that. Love it. The restorers. This is a combination of different herbs. I think this is comfrey, dandelion, and St. John's wort. Yeah, this reminds me very much of Bridget. This almost looks like she's in her forge and she's just mixing up herbs. Yep. The banes. Yep. You got some nightshade there. Couple of other banes. But yep. The banes. I'm reading about them right now, and I'm learning a lot. Just small dosage. Very, very healing. Primrose. I had some last year that grew around here, but not this big and not this pretty. I love a good primrose. Vervain. I work with dried vervain. Can't get it to grow, but I love to work with the dried vervain. I'll be covering this in my magical plant series once we get I'm doing alphabetical order. So once we get down there, we're in the H's right now. Garlic. Yep. Garlic is wonderful. The guardians. Aha. Yes, the prickly ones. And birch. Got some hawthorn over there. Yep. Mugwort. This is my plant spirit ally. I love mugwort. I've been working with mugwort quite a bit. I drink the tea. I smoke a little mugwort. I use it in a bundle. Burn it as incense. We are friends, me and mugwort. Besties till the end. Flax. Work a lot with flax seed. I don't work with the flowers, but work a lot with the seeds. Puffball mushrooms. I love any kind of mushrooms, but puffballs are so cute. Yep. Burdock. We covered this in my magical plant series as well. Yes. The legend of the Burman. Walked around and you threw burrs at him and it stuck to him. Oh, this stuff I find out through research. Bramble, some blackberries. I love blackberries. This reminds me of going blackberry hunting with my mom, and I would just eat them as soon as I found them. And I just have blackberry juice dripping down my mouth, and my mom would be like, "You didn't find any blackberries?" And she'd look at me and I'd be like, "No." And they'd be all over me, and I could not lie about it. The evidence was everywhere. Love blackberry. Juniper. I've been working with juniper berries a lot. Yeah, I accidentally bought fresh juniper berries instead of dried juniper berries. So that's been an interesting transition. So I've been like grinding the fresh ones and then putting them in my dry room. The smell is very interesting. I actually love it. And you can eat them, but to me, I can't do it. I have to dry them and use them in incense. I can't eat them, but, you know, they say you can. Poppies. Yes. I love, to get, the poppy seeds and use them in my, flying ointment. Yeah. Among lots of other things. Chamomile. We had some chamomile finally come up. But it didn't last long. So, yeah. Love chamomile. It's one of from the 9 herbs charm. Chamomile. I think mugwort's in there too. Woad. Woad. What a name for an herb. Betony. Look at that. Betony. Betony is very, very, wood betony specifically is very good for sleep. Clover. I did a red clover video, my magical plant series. Good for lots of things. Plantain. We have a lot of plantain in Missouri. I have tons of it. Look at those standing stones. I love whatever's in the background has something to do with the plant in this oracle. So the stories all point to that. So you learn something that you'll remember that helps you remember the herb. It's so cool. I love this deck. Yarrow. We have yellow yarrow growing. Yep, this has something to do with the plant. If you read the story inside the book, it helps you remember. I love that. Agrimony. I did an agrimony video in my magical plant series. I'm really like plugging my magical plant series, but just like check out my magical plant series. You'll know what a lot of these plants mean. Cuckoo pint. Cuckoo pint? I don't know. I think it's pint. Yeah, I have this in another one of my oracles. The deadly apothecary oracle has this. Yes. And meadowsweet. Ooh, look at that base. That is cool. Yeah, meadowsweet is awesome. I wish I could get it to grow, but I love to use it in tea. It's very yummy. So that was the Druid Plant Oracle in all its glory. So I think I should. I think I'm going to shuffle, and then I think I'm going to tell a story from whatever I draw. I think that's what I'll do, so I can show you what I'm talking about with these wonderful stories. It'll be whatever plant is speaking to us, whatever we need to learn. Mandrake. Okay, let's learn about Mandrake. It did not want to shuffle in with the rest of the cards, so that's why I chose it. So let's zoom in while I read you guys this story. Maybe a little more. There we go. All right. Mandrake. All right. The luck of the elf Mandelgor. Mandrake has the greatest magical reputation of all plants. Like belladonna and henbane, it contains tropane alkaloids, which are responsible for its toxic and narcotic properties. It was probably first used as a surgical anesthetic in Persia more than 3,000 years ago, and its ability in the right dosage to act as a soporific and as the most effective painkiller available meant that it was soon being used and traded all over the ancient world, including, in all likelihood, among the Druids on the continent and in the British Isles. Such as Mandrake's reputation as a magical plant that just to possess part of a root was considered wise. It could drive away illness, demons, and misfortune, to attract wealth, fertility, and good luck. Tutankhamun was buried with 11 mandrake roots. Dioscorides and Pliny wrote of the plant's wondrous effects, and Greeks and Romans carried root mannequins as amulets for luck and protection, as did King Solomon, who reputably carried mandrake root in his signet ring. The plant was introduced to Britain by the Romans and was used in surgery for centuries. Anglo-Saxon doctors were using it in the 8th century, and a soporific sponge soaked in mandrake and opium was used in the 13th century. It was still popular in English gardens in the 19th century, although its most valuable application was an anesthetic. Mandrake was also known from earliest times as a powerful aphrodisiac. In the 3rd century BCE, Theophrastus wrote of its use in love potions, and its reputation in all matters of love continued throughout Europe well into the 19th century, when Romanian girls would gather the roots from the help of old sorceresses as they chanted, "Mandragora, Mandragora, marry me after a month," Mandrake roots resembling human beings, complete with genitalia, were often treated as fetishes that could house a wandering spirit or the elf Mandogore, who would bring the owner wealth and help with divination and magical protection. A brisk trade in fake mandrake mannequins, usually using white bryony roots, developed in the medieval period and continued into the early 20th century. Roots were dug up, sculpted to human form, then seeded with grass or millet to resemble hair before being replanted in damp sand until the hair had grown. That is Mandrake. It's a little more informative and less story, but now you know about the Mandrake. Ta-da! I hope you guys appreciated that. That is the Druid Plant Oracle. Yep, I will put all the information you need to order it down in the description box. Please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. If you would like to see more of me and more of my channel, you can financially support this channel by buying me a coffee. Here is the QR code, or you can just follow the directions down in the description box. Please visit my website. You can book a reading, book a class, book a workshop. You can shop my online store, but please remember to punch in the code, all caps veiled, to get your free shipping. That's only available through YouTube. Big discount that I give to just you guys, so don't forget to do that. Other than that, live your best life and live for yourself. I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.